Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a couple of highlight viewer submitted matches of StarCraft 2. Joining me here for match number 1, the map is Ultra Love. The red Terran player shall occupy the upper right corner. It is IXRA. Very key distinction there. They were going for a barcode, but somehow also messed that up. Interesting. And their opponent here, the Protoss, the blue probes, the bottom left, it is GLHF. I like it. Keeping it simple. Streamlining the process. Now you don't even have to type GLHF. Nobody said anything during the first minute or so of the match here. Nothing at all. The probe did go across, and I saw attacked one of the SCVs, but our sort of barcode Terran here decided to pull a lot more SCVs to deal with it, so they're gonna be fine. This is not quite what I expected. No, we're not going. Okay, so we're not going for the quicker command center here. What are they cooking up? The Protoss, clearly a bit experienced in terms of a Reaper wall off, although usually you'd want to, have something over here to block, because they can't jump here. But it's decent, I will say. There's an attempt. There's an effort. Okay. I'm sure you all know my feelings, personally speaking. I don't think the Reaper wall-off's really worth it, but that would be just me, I'm sure. Stargate is the tech choice. That's an armory. Tech Lab Factory plus Armory? Is it Drilling Claws? Is it? I don't know. I mean, this could be a really spicy mine drop. Is it a Thor play? Now I'm intrigued. Probe suddenly comes back. We've got a medevac. It's a Thor play. No. Happy Thursday, ladies and gents. Fantastic. Okay. It's a Thor drop. Not words I feel like I say very often. What are we looking at as far as the control here? They're both doing fine. Okay. Huh. Well, how's the Protoss gonna feel about this? Thor drop is something you really want to try to catch before the Thor is in your base, I think for very obvious and easy to state reasons. Like a standard, I would say, blink opener can deal with this if you catch it, but also they're not pulling SCVs. Sometimes I've seen Terrans that they'll pull SCVs to have repairs. You'd be making Marines too, of course, during the time this was actually being produced, being set up, and you could just kind of send everything across and see what kind of damage you get. This is not that, though. This isn't a, I would say, serious game-ending type of play. There's not really that opportunity here. What this is going to do is undoubtedly say the Protoss, or set the Protoss off. I was going to say the Protoss say some choice words. Did they just go for the Nexus? It's an Oracle. We've got one Stalker. Oh god, we've got the Fellowship of the Ring Protoss build here. One of each. Alright, we've got one Zealot, one Adept. The Sentry just got blasted. Absolutely flatlined across the main base here. The Thor drop. He's going for the pylons. He finds a fleet beacon. What are you both doing? We have a Thor drop versus a fleet beacon rush. They feel the need to hot pickup. Holy moly. Banshee, also here, shows itself, goes for one of the few pylons that hasn't been picked off. The Thor's gonna make it out, which is always a good thing for the turn. My warp gate. Could you have chronoed? Not really. Maybe. This one, maybe. Okay. Oh my gosh, every pylon in the main base was destroyed. The Protoss is supply blocked. Revelate, we have 4 pylon. The pylon farm in the natural coming up. A stasis ward over here, which is not going to help out too terribly much. Well, that's an opener, for sure. I'm gonna say, yeah, on paper, yes, that went better for the Terran. Case in point, flawless match so far. However, to the counterpoint, I might say, what did they actually accomplish? Okay, I think the most valuable thing is scouting, actually, seeing, okay, my Protoss opponent has already completed a fleet beacon by the 5-minute mark. This is some trippy stuff. Okay. Where was I going on as far as the point with this? Yeah, so the losses. Like, they killed a few probes. However, it just made them even. So the Protoss isn't terribly far ahead. With mules, the Terran should actually be ahead in that respect. They killed off 3 pylons, which the greatest damage to that was the humiliation of the Cyber Core for not finishing Warp Gate. We see the fleet beacon reasoning here. Okay, it's a mothership rush. You're doing a mothership play against a Thor drop. These two, I feel like, is just a match made in whatever heaven we have instead of... I guess we can't have the Kala anymore. I can't say a match made in the Kala because that's gone completely corrupted down the toilet and drain. Yeah, we're just going to kind of abandon that one. All right. Make Mensk proud here. We've got a decently hodgepodge army. We've got, what is it, like 5 Marines, 2 Marauders, 3 tanks, and a Thor. This is the veteran Thor, though. 8 kills on the bugger. Few reinforcements show up, the siege tanks are going to siege up, and herein lies one of the things I feel like I say rather often. We don't build the Reaper wall because it's vulnerable to things that are not Reapers. The siege tanks are well within range of taking out most of these forces. The mothership is here, at least, they're able to help out. Pray that the Terran did not clean their room or do their homework before she got here, because she will be much more furious at this. Cloaking the forces, scan, nowhere in sight. Siege tanks will be the focus, picked off. Marauders to quickly follow. The Marines and the Thor still occupying the high ground. Should be able to get the mothership, I think. Oh, Protoss trying to retreat. The Thor's still kicking, though. Oh, the pickup. Oh my gosh, the micro. Dropping it off, and she's gone. The mothership taken out. He picks up the Thor again. Wow. This Thor, guys, there can only be one, and he is absolutely tearing this match apart. No. Really? Like, how many times can you have this type of pickup here? This Thor has been at critically low health multiple times in the game, has been picked up by these medevacs. The double Banshee combo still over on the other side, trying to find a bit of damage, find a bit of opportunity. Both of you, good grief. That was a lot of losses on the Protoss' side. The main base, mineral patch, looking rather unemployed. Fleet beacon still kicking, though mothership was lost, of course. Did we replace? That was not the right button. No, not yet. No replacement yet. I think the focus is on the probe count. Terran going to use this advantage they have bought themselves to take a third base. Mules working heavily in the natural. charge on the way, which I think is probably a good decision. Can we just focus on things that are not, you know, psychotic, creative decisions? Can we just, like, make a boatload of charge lots? Get Storm, even? Storm? Archons? At this point, I would probably throw in a few Immortals, too. I would be slapping down at Robos, like, okay, I'm going for this Thor. Even if I lose to everything else, I will kill this Thor, darn it. That's my thought. I can't say the Protoss is sharing the same thought. This Terran here, what have they been up to? Adding on a decent amount of production. We've got extra factory and starport. That's unusual. Good job. I feel like a lot of Terrans, I see, myself included sometimes, some games, you just get into that mentality, that habit of a lot of barracks. Just a lot more Marines. I need more Marines, I need more Marauders, when actually what you probably need is something else. More siege tanks, more Liberators, and the like. Army group heading out onto the right side, perhaps checking for bingo bases, hidden expansions, which I wouldn't put it past this sneaky operative of the Protoss. Like, why are you holding minerals too? Where'd you come from? Did you take these minerals from home? Like, from my base kind of thing? Or no, we actually get into the natural here. Which is kind of funny also. I don't know what you're scouting for. Just checking around, looking for the army maybe. Check for the third. I mean, it's not going to go well. There's 4 siege tanks and more turrets than I think I make in an entire day of ladder games. But it's still worth a shot. Stalkers without blink, zealots with charge, though, and a single sentry, as illustrating the commander of the operation, I'm sure. Mothership. Are we going for the recall? No? No, we're just going to go for support, army support, stasis. I don't think you're fighting an army that's going to be too vulnerable to stasis, but I like the effort. I like the idea. Stand corrected. Helping out with the defense, they both attack each other at nearly the exact same second. Zealots and Stalkers dealing with the siege tanks rather well. We're flying the mothership over the missile turrets. We lose the mothership almost immediately to static defense. Marines finally show themselves. Stalkers, don't blink, they'll get you, I'm sure. Thor and another stasis sword are blocking the ramp. Beautiful. The DTs show themselves. I didn't even know there was a Dark Shrine. Our Thor is picked off. The DTs will still be undetected. Do we have... We have the energy, but we do not have the mental faculties to deal with such threats. Nope. DTs will be quite successful. Banshees, though. DTs unable to throw their scions up into the air, which means they're going to have to figure out something else to deal with those Banshees. Command Center slowly being whittled down. The Zealots deal with the SCVs. Stray Viking lost and unhappy. Things not going to go too well for him. Not even sure why we have Vikings. I guess it was maybe for the mothership. Little did this Terran know that the true counter to the mothership is the Protoss themselves, dealing with it via missile turrets. Oh? We're sending everything back home for 2 Banshees? Just warp in some... We have Archons. But we don't have any sort of detection, do we? No. We don't need detection anymore, though. Oh my gosh. Well, the Protoss army completely cleans up the Terran defense forces. DTs get into melee range with the siege tanks, which is only going to go one way. The Protoss somehow, someway... Now we scan? Really? Now we scan. Get out. Somehow, someway, the Protoss claws their way back into the match, back to victory. I'd say those stasis wars were really helping out on the defense. I have to take that back. I'll eat that statement. Good God, you two both. So creative. We got Mothership Rush and Thor Drop. Ugh. Alright, that is not all for today though, folks. One more on the menu. The second match of the day will be played on the map Blistering Sands. And if you're like, that doesn't sound familiar, you are right. This is clearly a custom game, as evident by the map and the colors involved. Here, in the upper right, the blue Terran player with an engineering bay. First, it is DARP. We'll get to you. And in the opposite corner, the bottom left here, a Protoss in purple with not a whole lot of decisions made thus far. It is Mr. High Tech. At least you're probably playing the right faction for that, I will say. Ah, good. The good old we'll get there eventually gateway. Alright. Now, those of you who have known me for quite some time, who have been around for a while, you know what I'm probably gonna say. But I'm working on trying to be a nicer person. Okay, I'm working on trying to be more polite and endearing to those who may not deserve such strong words. That better be +1. Nothing. Okay, nothing at all. I'm okay with that option too. So, looking at what I'm working with here in the upper left, yeah. I'm gonna choose to not say what I'm sure you know I would have probably said. It's gonna be this kind of game, lads. Alright. I saw the time on the replay. I will say I reserve the right to ×2 this replay. But I think we're gonna enjoy some of the creativity, some of the decisions involved with this. I will say, might want to grab a beverage, might want to grab a snack. If you do, let me know what you grabbed. Alright, I want to know. What are you drinking? What are you snacking on? Alright, personally speaking, we've got the trusty, the handy dandy water bottle here. I also have, I'm not going to eat, of course, while I'm casting, but for right after I'm done, I have a single blueberry muffin. Alright, top that, will ya? Let me know down below what you brought for the video, what you're doing right now. We finally have the first unit leaving somebody's base. We have a single zealot who also has +1 on the way. I guess I have to throw my favor towards you. We're cannoning off the main entrance. Don't fully wall. Please don't fully wall. Got another bunker. Who's going to... that's not far enough. There's not enough space. There's not enough space. You have to go farther. Huh? It's 2. The factory would sit here, essentially. It's gonna take up half the... I can do this. I can do this. I can do it. Okay. We have a barracks with a reactor with a tech lab here, ladies and gents. All right. Now the tech lab does not offer nearly as many benefits to the reactor as it would to, say, a barracks or a factory. No. Oh, we keep selecting the engineering bay. I think we're debating something from the engineering bay. It's a struggle, though. Okay, so the reactor's done, which means we wanted a lot more Marines. We have a factory on the way. Oh, God. This is... Oh, no. Come on. No. really? Now, this is clearly a custom game. Alright, this was clearly played. You two clearly know each other. I'm guessing you two are relatively new to StarCraft. Okay, we maybe played the campaign, maybe did a little co-op. Kind of, you know, friends here. So I'm going to be treating this as such. Okay, there's not a whole lot of, I would say, learning opportunity, critiquing. Not a whole lot I'm going to be going out on a limb to give. Because at this point, I mean, really just watching any of my, you know, either pro games or my live gameplay might be able to help you out if you're actually interested in improving and learning with this. You probably looked at my unit guides and you're like, wow, this dude's pretty neat. This dude's kind of weird. I want to see him cast my game, and I appreciate the content. So thank you for letting me take advantage of your decisions. We'll go with, yeah. Speaking of your decisions, though, what kind of started to lead me down this path, we are cannon, not even cannon rushing. Okay, this is more like a cannon crawl. We are cannon crawling against your Terran friend, which your Terran friend was already scarred. Okay. The lack of repairs, that kind of hurts. There is other bunkers though. Okay, if somehow the sentry slowly, you know, it lifts to the left a little bit and trips and falls into range of this bunker, then it'll be dealt with. Until that time though, they're going to have complete dominance. Absolute. Oh no, we leave the bunker. Oh my gosh. Where are you going? I'm trying to lead him into the cannons. Alright. Yeah, so as I was saying, dear Mr. Protoss, okay, Mr. High Tech here, your Terran friend is clearly already scarred by the existential threat that is Protoss existing, because they started this game off with so far a decorative engineering bay and multiple bunkers placed in a rather impressive, you know, campaign or single player format. I do kind of like the arc of bunkers personally, but it's not quite what they should be going for. So, and I'm going to blame you for this, because your decisions clearly illustrate a story to me that you have set up a boatload of cannons. You have terrorized your Terran compadre for too long. Therefore, I cast my favor with the Terran player. May they overcome this travesty. All they really need is to remember that their factory exists. Okay, they need siege tanks. Oh yeah. I think this is perfect music for this game. Ain't the slightest bit ashamed. Nor should you all be. We suddenly have a lot of Marines, which is actually kind of an impressive thing. The bunkers, slightly unfilled, but they will get there. Yep, they got there. Alright, oh, even the SCV gets in the bunker. Hey guys, we're all friends here, right? Oh, he gets out, alright. No, repair. Is repair not auto-cast by default? I honestly don't remember at this exact second, but I feel like it should be. The SCV's got in the bunker again. Oh my gosh. I think we're good to ×2 now. I think we've gotten the gist of how this game's gonna go. Now we can just enjoy seeing it unfold. The NG Bay shedding its primitive, decorative status for the first of any Terran-related upgrades. We have high-sec auto-tracking on the way to increase the range of our missile turrets up against the plethora of air units that the Protoss has, and the planetary fortresses range, of which we have a staggering 0. They did get +1 behind this, though. Oh my gosh, the Protoss, you're taking over your friend's natural, really? He's also, I'm going to assume, stumbled and found the robotics facility button so that we made an immortal and a warp prism. Twilight Council coming up behind. Are you long distance mining? You've set these. You all. Did you wall? No. Is that really a full wall? The stalkers acted like they couldn't get in. Oh, what is this? Building armor. Alright, that's fine at least. Clearly we are a Turtle Terran. We are in Turtle Terran mode, so building armor is actually probably one of the best upgrades for you to get right now. Also, battle cruisers showing themselves. The fusion core has been completed. The problem really here is the money. I mean, look at the bank. The Protoss understanding that one of the key components of any StarCraft game is expansions. Yeah. Oh, well, they're working on it. Okay. In true Terran fashion. Why break out of my own main base, my own contain? Sir? Sir? If we land next to the rocks and we planetary, then we can destroy the rocks and build a new command center right there. Right? The logic is there. You know it. Where was the scan? They scanned their own natural. How many cannons? I'm not looking at the structures just yet. I want you all to take a guess. Have a number in mind. All right, look at all of these cannons. I think we're close to 50. I'm going to wager a guess for 50. 48. That's not bad. Okay. Visual spatial's on point. I feel a little bit better about that. All right. Although there's 2 over here, so I guess there's technically only 46 on this side of the map. But not too shabby. 48 cannons. We now have a fully fledged cannon contain, which, you know, I'm glad you two are having fun, really. I hope you guys keep on enjoying StarCraft. Try the co-op, all right? You two should try co-op together. I think you'll probably find some joy in that. Oh, this is not a full wall. No, look at this. The Stalkers, the Immortals, they are able to get up there, start to shoot their own, kill their own young, apparently. The battle cruisers show up, though. I'm not sure that's enough Stalkers to actually deal with them. Although I'll say the upgrades are definitely in favor, because the Protoss has remembered +1 for said Stalkers. Option 1 was to use the planetary. Option 2 is to kill it with the Marines. Option 3 is do nothing. Okay, we're not to disturb the local flora that is the rocks. Okay, Indigos? Absolutely not. The prime directive is to not interfere with the base cultures on the planet, right? Oh, we're going with option 2. Alright, interfere away, Marines. Get those rocks cleared. I love it. They landed the command center, made an SCV to make a barracks. Oh my word. Yeah, we're keeping this at times too, for my sanity. Okay, this is for everyone's safety involved. Suddenly, High Templar. I think we all know how this is going to go. Just based off the fact that the Terran's not really mining much of anything. The Terran's going to have a glorious last stand. The battle cruisers get rid of a lot of High Templar. That was really valuable, actually. The Protoss was going for Storm, but they're not going to need it, I think, now with not a whole lot of High Templar on the field. DTs here, which means the turrets will actually be useful for something. We will finally get rid of the rocks. What will we do now, though? The excavation's been completed. Oh, we're quick on that. Okay, we got this. Booyah. Command center in place. Make it a planetary now. No? I do not know when the next time we will get back to that base is, so I'm just going to move on. The production of static defense continues. The crawl towards the Terran's base. I remember having games like this. I remember having friends once. I got friends to play StarCraft once, like a billion years ago, when I had friends. I would play Zerg, though, of course, because you all know me. It's decent storms, actually. Not too bad on the storm plays, but I would play Zerg, though, as you all know. And my thing was creep spread, okay? I'd have my army, yes, I'd keep it back at my base, and then I would creep spread the entire map, and I'd try to flood their base with tumors and see how quickly they could deal with it. They didn't like it, though. They kept calling me bad words and names involved with that, so it didn't go very well. The battle cruisers continue their struggle of dealing with the cannons. Hey, we figured out how to repair them, though. That's always nice. Think of how many problems here could be solved with one siege tank. We even made a second factory. We are so close. But the Wings of Liberty campaign taught us two things, it would seem. One is that bunkers are good and battle cruisers are gooder. So I guess that's how we're rolling with this. I mean, me personally, I took from the campaign that siege tanks are way too much fun. The Brood War tanks, especially, I played StarCraft 1 first, of course. The siege tanks back then were the audio just... I love it. One of the factories is getting a tech lab. We're close, lads. Will we get a siege tank? No? Not quite? No? No siege tanks. More battle cruisers. Okay. I don't even know how you're going to afford all of these cruisers. Well, I guess you took the gold, so that's probably fine enough. We never made this into anything, though. No orbital, no planetary. That's fine. Just one siege tank. That is all I'm asking for. One tank. You can slow crawl your tank self all the way through these cannons. Making another command center. I don't know about that. The battle cruiser count still steadily rising. We're at 5 now, which would absolutely trump the Protoss's army. If only... Oh god, they're making Void Rays though. See, we missed opportunity here. If you wanted to go battle cruiser, you certainly can, but you need to teleport them. You need to send them across to the other side of the map and mess up your opponent. Because your opponent cannon walled you. They didn't cannon wall themselves. No. I think the Protoss actually isn't mining anything anymore. No. They completely mined out these 3 bases, and if they don't make another Nexus, they're gonna have some money troubles. What are they doing? Where are these probes going? Uh-oh. Void Rays find a stray command center probes. Oh, not called to battle, called to retreat. The 3 Void Rays find the last mining operation. They left this command center. I love it. We do know about teleporting. The Void Rays in for a scary surprise. Has the Terran actually broken out of their base? No, we're just gonna fly right back. I'm really glad I saved my muffin for after this. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. I'd be a little sad if I ate the muffin before this. The Void Rays, I think, are the perfect answer, a strong counter to the battlecruiser play. I fear the time for this Terran is quickly running out with these decisions. They had their opportunity with the battlecruisers. They could have done it, I think. If you had, had these bunkers here, and you had a few siege tanks, okay, not too many. You don't need 20 siege tanks to sit here for the defense. This isn't the Wings of Liberty campaign finale, okay? The ground version up against the Nidus Worms. You know what I'm talking about. This isn't that. You don't need 25 siege tanks, okay? Just 3, I would say. Set up 3 tanks. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. All right, easy peasy. And then the battle cruisers, you send them across. So think if we had done that 15 minutes ago, which I think is a very reasonable ask. 15 minutes ago, we send the battle cruisers across, and you take out your opponent's tech or their production, because your opponent here, Mr. High Tech, true to their name, they have gone Mr. High Tech. Not a whole lot of units produced. The Void Rays clash with the cruisers, which is going to go heavily in favor of the Void Rays, I think. They charge up their thick beams, they focus fire on the cruisers, deal with all of that, and we just leave. We just get out. Alright. Well, that was a game. Thank you very much for the submission to both players involved. Like I said, I said a lot of words through that, and I mean most of them. I hope you guys continue to enjoy playing StarCraft. Keep playing with each other. Like I said, maybe try out co-op. There's even... Are you still playing? You're still playing the game. Sorry, squirrel moment. Co-op. I was saying try co-op. Also try the custom campaign. There's like a Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, and Legacy of the Void multiplayer campaign in the arcade. Like 3 players you can play up to, but you can do it with 2. One of you might just get to control 2 bases, but check that out. I think you 2 would really enjoy that. Alright, as always, thank you all so much of the submissions, of course everyone involved with that, but thank you for watching as well. I hope you guys have a great day. Now where is my darn muffin? Alright, I deserve it after that game, okay? Cheers, bottoms up, in a manner of speaking.